connection to our live stream. Let's see. Okay, we are good to go, everybody. Welcome to our live trading room with the Lachlan right here. So hi, everyone, to whoever's watching us on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook on our live stream. I'm not going to take up too much of our precious time because Lachlan did say that the markets are, what did you say? Did you say crazy? What was it?
No, I said running hot.
Oh, running hot. So guys, enjoy your live trading room session and take your notes. Take notes of everything. Lachlan is really, really wise with what he's doing. This is Mr. Lucky we're talking about here. So let's go. Enjoy the session, guys, and I will see you at the end.
Sounds amazing. Thank you, Alan. Great work. So guys and girls, I love that introduction. Big fan of that one. Big fan of that one. Now I'm going to share my, let me share my screen with you straight away. As the market is definitely running hot this afternoon, there is no doubt about that. We had 1,000 tick candles last night on the S&P 500. So suffice to say, the market is very buoyant based on US CPI data. So the US CPI data coming out. Obviously, jobs data was brilliant. The Australian jobs data has come out today. I'll just adjust that chat function so everybody can chat to everybody. As the Australian jobs data came out this afternoon, incredibly positive as well. Like very, very, very positive. So I would suggest at this point in time, there'd be a lot of politicians patting themselves on the back, but we do have to be a little bit careful. We have to be a little bit careful there because there are a number of countries around the world, just so you know, including Australia, who, to get the unemployment figures to look a little bit sexier, they decided to change the definition of unemployment. So just be aware. Just be aware that there might be some people out there in the world that are changing the definition of unemployment so they can make sure their unemployment figures look really good. The US recently changed their definition of inflation. To make sure their inflation figures are looking good. So either way, we will just, guys and girls, we will just trade what we see, not what we think. And that will be the really, really good foundation to what we do. So welcome. My name is Lockie. Guys, I'm going to be taking you through the session this afternoon. Again, a big thank you. To TTP, guys, the Trading Pit, for having us on board. We're looking forward, ladies and gents, to a really, really exciting trading year. I'm just pouring myself some more water. There's going to be a lot of volatility. There is no question about that. There's obviously a lot of geopolitical pressure on the market. And that being said, the FDAX is just crashing into all-time highs again today. So therefore, I think we're in for a really good year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Guys, there's going to be a lot of trades. There's going to be a lot of trades, which is, again, guys, kind of good fun when you're a professional trader. So guys, welcome to the session. We're going to be talking about how to get started as a professional day trader. And guys and girls, the fastest way to do that is to log into a live trading room and basically have the live trading room explain exactly why they're doing what they're doing, and off we go. Now, my goal ultimately is to get everybody over their daily KPI, or their daily key performance indicator, I should say. Just so everybody's aware, that's $100 US if you've just started trading with us. So the goal is to get you over $100 US per day. As a slightly more experienced trader, probably $400 to $500 US per day, and as an even more experienced trader, into the thousands, and off we go. So that'll be my goal today. Naturally, guys, the charts will be running live, so if there's any questions, please do ask. The flip side of that, guys, we're going to be pretty busy for the first 35 to 40 minutes. So the best time to ask questions, guys, is in the last 15 to 20 minutes of the hour. Now, guys, we are broadcasting over a lot of countries. So normally, guys, in this session, we're looking at around about sort of 12 to 13 countries, maybe 14 or 15 countries. Now, that actually does give me a great question. Who is the furthest away, guys? Who is the furthest away from Tokyo? Now, that being said, guys, everybody knows where Tokyo is, and I am in Japan. Guys, I am in Japan. It is very cold outside. So I think it's 2 degrees with a real feel of -5. So we are getting back down, and I'm looking at the guys out the windows. We've got snow-capped mountains around us. So I'd love to know, guys and girls, a bit of a competition. Who is the furthest away from Japan? Now, the reason I mention that, guys, is we're going to be talking to multiple jurisdictions today. So there's 4 slides we have to talk about compliance-wise, right? So compliance-wise. Now, first and foremost, when we do trade futures or CFDs, there will be a number of you trading CFDs this afternoon. Just be aware, guys and girls, there's risk. Guys, when you take a trade, the flip side of that risk, we've got Luxembourg. That's a long way from Japan. Just hold on one tick. That's a very long way from Japan. So further to the risk, guys and girls, because we are trading on margin for futures and CFDs, that means we borrow a little bit of money every time we take a trade. What does that mean? Guys, the risk can actually be accelerated quite quickly. Now, we've got 2 risks, mind you, in trading. We've got a risk of making money and also losing money, all right? So therefore, may I suggest, guys, we're in a really, really good place. Now, that said, everything we're going to do today is general information only. We used to be able to provide specific information, guys, but the rules basically changed in Australia and also in Singapore. Australia and Singapore, Australia more than Singapore, guys, some of the strictest compliance sort of requirements in the world. So because I am, guys, not only qualified in Australia, but I'm still current in Australia, guys. So I still hold what is referred to as an RG146 or regulatory guideline in Australia for doing what I do. As we're going to sort of apply the strictest compliance protocols we possibly can. So any information, guys and girls, is general information only. Obviously, the past performance of any financial product cannot be used anymore as an indication of future performance. But mind you, now that said, we will do our best to do our absolute best today, which is good fun. Okay, so there's another thing we do need to mention, guys, and that is what we call a market risk factor. Now, a market risk factor is effectively, because we are trading over the internet, I'm going to do my best to put you into the best trades I possibly can. Guys, because we are on the internet, there's no guarantee that you'll be able to get in at the right price or get out at the right price. But we, as futures traders, because our markets are regulated, we generally find that people can get in where we want them to get in and get out where we want them to get out. But there could be, because there could be some slight errors, but those errors can actually fall in your favor, guys, as well as not fall in your favor. That's just the way it rock and rolls. Now, as a quick introduction, if I can, guys, everybody calls me Lockie. I'm the lead trader, guys, at Samurai. I was very, very excited to be with Samurai. They're based in Singapore. We're looking over the calendar year 2025 to slowly expand Samurai to be one of the best, guys, maybe not the biggest, guys, but certainly one of the best day trading schools in the world. Guys, we're based in Asia simply because there is a lot of traders in Asia and Europe that can take advantage of ultimately what we are doing. So I do come from a military background. Guys, had the opportunity to be published multiple times in multiple languages. I have presented on television, done all that kind of stuff. And then COVID came along and kind of blew up a couple of those things. It's because simply being, we could no longer present on television without wearing masks and all this kind of cool stuff. So suffice to say, guys, we're now 100% online. Mind you, guys, it's going very, very well. So I think that's kind of exciting. Now, what to expect, guys, what to expect? A couple of slides on what to expect in the session today. First and foremost, guys, there'll be basically 10 signals that I will be targeting today. So on that list, if you've been here before, guys and girls, you would have seen the list. Guys, on the left-hand side, the wows is what I'm primarily focusing on this session, because the session we will deliberately target really, really beginner traders, guys. And then I'll also start to cater for the slightly more advanced traders a little bit later in the session. So suffice to say, CSA stands for candlestick analysis. So we'll be evaluating the strength of the market based on every candle. As there is a proprietary algorithm running behind the charts here called a delta algorithm. So I will be talking about a delta V1 and a delta V2. Guys, so V1, the V1 delta was written in 2009. The V2 delta was written in 2011. Guys, so basically V1, V2 stands for version 1 and version 2. Okay, all the way down the bottom. As we're going to be looking at ratios and static versus dynamic trading. I'll talk about that as we roll through the session. And finally, guys, everything we do is ultimately defined by what we refer to as an ABC stair step, guys, and also the ABC pattern, I should say, and the stair step that ultimately creates. So again, I'm very, very happy, guys. If you haven't been in these sessions before, very happy to talk about the ABC and step. Ultimately, the stair step in the market, particularly as a 5-minute chart trader, as the stair step is absolutely paramount to everything that we do. So if you need a hand marking stair step, then I'll be able to mark it on the stair step for you. Now, guys and girls, because we are futures traders, okay, little strong man down the bottom right-hand corner of the slide, because we are futures traders and we to effectively a centralized exchange. So we don't have over-the-counter brokers. So like, for example, a forex broker, because we don't trade forex, we don't have forex brokers, we trade futures. Therefore, we basically trade straight to the exchange. Because what that means is every person around the world sees the same information at the same time. So as a professional futures traders, all we do is we say to the market, we're going to let the market do the heavy lifting. Now, what that ultimately means is the market will generate the signal for us. The market will tell us when to enter the trade. It'll tell us when to exit the trade. It'll also tell us where to put our stop loss. So quite often today, guys and girls, I will say to you, your stop needs to be here or your stop needs to be there. If you do want to follow what we're doing today, guys and girls, then please do put your stop loss where I suggest, as your stop loss generally should not be defined by the size of your trading account, right? Your stop loss should be defined by the market, particularly if you are a futures trader. Very, very, very important point. Now, when we log into the live trading rooms, the charts will be laid out like this. The bottom two charts there, being the S&P 500 and the FESX, are ultimately reference charts for the top two charts. Suffice to say, guys, we will be getting some really good trades on the S&P 500 as well. Now, well, moving on, guys, effectively what to expect, guys. So again, we've been running the European Open, guys. I've personally been running the European Open as a trader or as a moderator, guys, since 2009, guys. So you can do the maths on that. Been running it for a while. What do we ultimately get? We normally get around about 12 to 15 trades across the three markets that we watch. Now, the volume is up, guys, today. So we'd be probably looking at a little bit more than 15 trades inside that first sort of 90 minutes of session. Guys, we're going to be going for short and long range targets. I would say today at this point in time, guys, the long range targets are going to be for the sellers. So we're going to be looking for long range targets to the downside and short range targets to the high side at this point in time. Guys, we did exactly that assessment yesterday. I was around about 25 minutes into the session. We had to switch the assessment back the other way because the long range shorts went really well. Then the market reversed and set up some huge longs. Fancy that. Now, guys and girls, if you are going to be going for larger targets, please use split contracts. So I'll use a risk control point, guys. I'll give you a first target and a second target for the FDAX traders. That doesn't change, guys. So your first target will be 5, second target 10, third target 15, the fourth target will be 20. Guys, we'll assess that as we need to. Now, we do use risk control points, guys. So risk control point is not your stop loss. Just to confirm, the risk control point is not your stop loss. Your risk control point is where I'd suggest reducing the risk on your trade. So what we're always doing, guys and girls, we're always looking to grab a one-to-one risk to reward and skew that in our favor significantly. Now, skewing it, guys, quite often the skewing will occur, guys, once the trade has actually been on for 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, so I'll guide you through that as required. Guys, we also run a US closed live trading room, which is, guys, a lot of fun. They normally pick up a lot more trades than we do than the European Open. Guys, they only trade 2 markets versus 3. It is far faster. Guys, there's no doubt about that. It's a lot faster for those trading in the US closed. Suffice to say, guys, a lot more risk in the US closed, but a lot more potential profit as well, guys. So you tend to find, as I've been doing this for a long time, the risk on the trade will generally be offset by the potential profit, particularly, guys, and I cannot highlight this enough, particularly as a futures trader. Guys, really, really important. As the market design of futures is completely different to Forex. So if anyone out there in the world says, well, Lockie, isn't Forex trading and futures trading kind of the same thing? Guys, that's basically saying an apple is the same as an orange. I have got a book you can read that actually explains the difference between the two if you would like to. Now, quite a few traders, guys and girls, have been in the session for a long time. So ultimately, the focus will be profit first. Guys, then we're going to be doing education second. We typically run at well over a 90% strike rate, so no reason why we can't do that today. Guys, please be aware if you're new to the session, some of the traders have been in here for more than 12 years, and as a result, you're probably going to see some very experienced traders. Now, that being said, guys and girls, I do believe Remy has already hit his daily KPI, so he's already finished trading. Some of those KPIs will be $100 US. Some of the other traders out there in the world, guys, as in the LTR today, guys have got daily KPIs of 4,000 to 5,000 US. Some have got 25,000 US dollar goals. So suffice to say, guys, there'll be a couple of different traders in the room today, and you'll probably see some big, see some big targets. Now, guys, I do put a video out, guys, on YouTube every day. Guys, my YouTube channel is Samurai Day Trading. Guys, if you want to go and look at the YouTube shorts, ultimately I do a summary of this is the best trade of the day and this is why it was so good. Guys, I'm getting a lot of positive feedback on that. So if you are going to watch those videos, please do like, comment, and do all of the cool stuff on YouTube. Guys, I'm actively building the YouTube channel to 1,000 subscribers. So at the moment, we're sitting around about 775. So if you are not subscribed yet, please do. Guys, because ironically, Google doesn't take you seriously until you have 1,000 subscribers. So that's ultimately the goal. That's ultimately the goal, to get up there. Now, guys and girls, personal considerations. The best trade ultimately for you is the one that makes most sense to you. So ultimately, guys and girls, if you understand what we're doing, please do take the trades. If you're brand new to what we do, guys, we've got many trading sessions this year. We run a trading room every single day. So, guys, if you're brand new to what we do, probably the best thing to do is just watch, listen, and learn today. Come back next week and start to navigate what we do. Now, guys, if you've got experience, then please just let me guide you as best as I can. Some of you may have more experience than I do. Really important point. So, guys, if you find that I can do something better, guys, more than happy to be steered. The beauty of the military, guys, is again, we are very hard to offend. And if you've got a good idea, guys, about trading, I'm very open to what you're doing. So, guys, please note that we're going to seek to maximize the profit on every single trade. So, understanding one-to-one risk to reward ratio is kind of a bit sexy in trading at the moment, but typically, guys, we end up with 1:50 or 1:100. So suffice to say, 1:1. Yeah, it's kind of 20-year-old technology, guys and girls. If you remember going to the video shop to get a video, that's where 1:1 risk to reward ratio currently sits. Now, guys, please note, guys, if the trade requires greater risk than what you are happy to take, please simply don't take the trade. Now, the book, guys, if you need to know the difference between Forex and futures, the book there called Brokers Exposed is available for you guys on the Samurai Day Trading website. So please jump on that. Guys, I've told you about YouTube. And finally, guys, our Instagram down the bottom is literally just i.love.trading. You might think that's a very original name. Guys, but the reason we love trading is because, guys, everything I do, as Akito and I were talking about it recently, but everything I do in the world is actually related to trading, be it investing, be it this, be it that. It's all, guys, it's ultimately all fueled by trading, which is always good fun. So, guys, welcome to the trading room. Let me just flick you across, guys, to the live chart. So can I confirm, guys, I'm just going to do a quick sweep for microphones. Can I confirm that you can see charts? I told you the market was running hot. Look at this. It is running very hot. It's running very hot. Now, guys, I'd love to pretend that this big fly, guys, on the American markets had anything to do with the Australian unemployment figures. It's got nothing to do with the Australian unemployment figures. It would be nice if Australia was that big, but it's simply not. So what we're doing, guys and girls, is, again, we'll do our analysis. What I do want to highlight to everybody is if we get strong, efficient candles today, so see this little arrow here under the candle, guys, that's a classic example. Guys, if you get these V2 deltas, which is that's a little bright green line across the screen with a little diamond on the right-hand side, because that's actually quite a hard signal for the markets to generate, right? The fact that we've got 4 of them in a row there suggests that these guys have got further to go. This is the S&P, so quite a big market. Guys, the NASDAQ is also producing V2 deltas to the high side as well. Okay, now note, guys, if you trade before the live trading room, guys, every time we've got one of these little buying signals today, so you've got 4 on that candle, you've got another one there, you've got another one there, you've got 2 there, you've got 1 there, you've got 1 there, you've got 1 now. Guys, every single one of those delta trades, I mean, this is a live chart, so you're looking at probably 12 to 14 delta trades have already gone to profit, in this run up. Okay, so therefore, guys, I'm going to be focusing very heavily on the delta. Where does the delta come from? Guys, I get that question all the time. So the delta, the V1 delta, has got around about 17 little filters working in the background to provide us with a hint as to where the institutions are going to be buying the market. Guys, the V2 delta has got additional filters built over the top of it, right? So all these little green lines on the way up, they're all buy signals, guys, every single one of them. Now, down to our briefing, guys and girls. We've got 11 minutes to go. Guys, all the way down the bottom of the jar here for the S&P 500 traders is 6,000. So please do watch 6,000. Suzanne may be correct, guys, may be correct. Okay, and that is that you may or may not be aware there is a ceasefire agreement in place, guys, in the Middle East. Now, Biden is claiming that he negotiated that agreement. Guys, just be aware that Netanyahu has already come out and said Biden had nothing to do with the negotiation of the agreement. The agreement was negotiated by Trump. So whether you love Trump or hate Trump, it would look like he may have done the Middle East a little bit of a favor at this stage. Now, S&P 500, guys, the volume was sitting at 55,000. I just want to warn everybody, the volume has just jumped, guys, to 75,000, right? So it's jumped 20,000 in the last 20 or so minutes. That means the markets are running hot. Guys, it does mean we need to be careful. Now, I do believe, guys, that this buying is going to stop, guys, and I think Europe is going to be the reason why it does stop. Now, the reason I say that, guys, just here on the FDAX, you've got the 2025 all-time high. It was there. These guys are now trading effectively into uncharted waters. For those that trade static bar reversals, let me just go up to the top of the chart here. For those that do trade a static bar reversal, guys, you're basically setting up reversal signals as to be traded after the cash market physically opens, right? So a little thing about Europe, guys and girls, typically for the European-centric traders, as we don't touch Europe, until it opens, because quite often there could be traders around the world that create a fake out as opposed to a breakout. We don't want to be part of a fake out because it can be quite expensive. Now,
Got 4 hour
just drawing
extensions
that on
there also, Lockie.
Say again, mate.
I've got 4 hour extensions there also.
That's exactly what I was going to do. so guys, now again, the great. So that's Damsey, guys, from Australia. So mate, you're absolutely spot on the mark. Now the beauty of it, markets are flying giant. There's a number of reasons why. Maybe they all bought XRP. I'm not sure. If you are, guys, into cryptocurrency, just be aware that as at the 15th of January in the US, which is just about to expire, the SEC had an opportunity to file a complaint against XRP, an additional complaint, but the SEC have failed to file their complaint in time. So that means technically the SEC legal complaint against XRP has expired. Okay, suffice to say XRP is currently trading over $3 as a result of that. Okay, now, guys, what Damsey said, absolutely on the money. So, guys, let me just grab some. I'm grabbing charts in the background. Guys. So, what we've got is a unique situation where the FDAX is actually trading into unmarked territory, guys. It's never been here before. So, what that ultimately means is we're going to have to use a Fibonacci extension, right? To work out where they're likely to go to. Now, typically, guys, as futures traders, it's the ABC, so the ABC or stair-step pattern, that changes the trend that sets the Fibonacci extension. All right, now the moment we do that, can everybody see we're trading up around the 141.4 Fib extension? Guys, under typical market volatility, that's when the FDAX stops. All right, so if the volatility is normal today, guys, it's a little bit funky, but if it is normal, guys, we may pick up a really lovely reversal, guys, off that 141.4 Fib extension. All right, if we do, the FDAX, just for everyone to know, the FDAX is likely to go back to the 100 extension, guys, with a little bit of loose change above it. So we're looking at a sell down here to around about the 2690 mark, guys, if they do decide to play that game. All right, so let me get rid of that. One of the fastest ways to confirm, guys, whether your Fibonacci is correct is to make sure your Fibonacci is being honored on the smaller charts. Guys, what I want to do, draw your attention to the fact, see this little candle there has literally closed on the 133 Fib extension to the tick, then the market is gapped up and built off the 133. Guys, that means our Fibonacci is identical to Deutsche Bank, Macquarie Bank, Bank of Singapore, because if our Fibonacci was not correct, they wouldn't be bouncing off it. All right, so really, really good litmus test as to whether our Fibonacci is in the right spot. Now, with all of that said, as this session is normally dictated to us by the big boys and girls down the bottom right-hand corner, so let me show you what they're doing. Guys, as per our brief, guys, now we've been doing this all week so far. So, guys, remember that we are expecting 3 weeks worth of buying. So, what have we got? 1, 2, 3. This is the 3rd week of buying. Guys, this is the 3rd week of buying. Now, that's very normal, guys. Very, very normal for these guys. So, again, they're buying for 3 weeks. I'll just strip some Fibonacci off there. So, guys, beautiful reversal signal. We spoke about this yesterday and the day before. So, therefore, we're expecting three weeks worth of buying, and that's exactly what we've got. Now, on the daily charts, guys, this is a daily static bar reversal long. Guys, we're expecting them to buy for 3 days. So 1, 2, 3. This is probably going to be the last day. Guys, probably going to be the last day that they buy. Now, one thing I do need to highlight if I can, guys, if we go to the monthly chart, and this is just the point, of the monthly chart if I possibly can. The FESX, guys, so the biggest market in Europe, the biggest market in the world at this point in time, is not at its all-time high. Okay, it's not at its all-time high. The FDAX above it is at its all-time high. So we have what we refer to as charts in conflict, right? So that both of the European markets don't agree with each other. Now, typically, guys and girls, who wins that? Okay, typically who wins that? All right, the FESX will win that over the FDAX. All right, so ultimately, what are we doing? At the moment, this is a 4-hour chart. So we have not, what we've got to be really, really careful of, guys, in this session, if you're brand new to the session, we've got to be very, very careful of 4-hour reversals trading against us. We don't have one of those today, right? We don't have one of those today, which means the 4-hour chart, guys, we're really just looking for 4-hour Fibonacci extensions. So once again, we're going to look at the ABC, or the stair step that switched the trend. We're going to put a price forecast on the FESX as to how far it's likely to go. Now, interesting point. These guys absolutely love. Let me do a weekly pink. Okay, right here. These guys absolutely love the 133, 141.4. So I would suggest, guys, the FESX has got a little bit of buying to go, but it's also got the rest of this week to do it. Right. So I don't think they're going to be that. They're probably not going to be that enthusiastic about buying today. Okay, now down to the 60-minute chart, I was just stripping down layers of information. Oops, I just moved the pink Fibonacci. That's not going to work very well for us. I have to go back and do that one again. In fact, we're going to make it a green because it's off the 4-hour chart. Right, so that's my fault. Let me put it on here. We've got different colors, guys, for different Fibonacci's, just so we know where the Fibonacci ultimately comes from. Okay, so that one, drop down to the 60-minute chart without moving the fibs. The only thing I would suggest, guys, might be very interesting to watch is these guys, the buyers on the FESX, looks like they're running out of volume on the 60-minute chart. That means if we've got a 15-minute chart trade going the other way, which we're likely to get, they're setting it up right now. Highly, highly, highly likely, guys, the FESX and the FDAX go down first. Right, highly likely. So down to this one, we know about the high impact news, guys, 10:30 p.m. tonight time. That's probably going to be very positive, guys, just to join the overall momentum of what we're doing. Guys, please note that the FESX, typically in the opening 10 or so minutes, will go back to the 50 fib of the day. That means we're expecting quite an aggressive sell down, guys, quite an aggressive sell down on these markets. Now, what have we got? Guys, less than 2 minutes to go. So for the FDAX traders, we are looking for a pre-market reversal, guys. So we're looking for an entry short at 825. If the buyers are capable of pushing above, well above 825 before they turn around and come back the other way. There may be an additional Fibonacci extension here for the FDAX traders. So we're looking for a 133 fib extension failure. That is the extension that they're using. So we're looking for the buyers, ideally, guys, to push up here, run out of steam, and offer a really, really lovely reversal, guys, underneath the pre-top. Now, again, please don't let me romance you into trading the opening candle. If you don't normally trade the opening candle, please don't take it. Look at this delta, holy moly. So I'm going to expand this NASDAQ out for you guys. So if you're a pivot-based reversal trader for the American markets, we're waiting for the NASDAQ to get to the R1. A lot of work to do on the S&P 500. These Delta V2s, guys, if you're a Delta V2 trader, you can see these green lines across my screen, guys. Every one of these are valid buy signals. Now, would I buy with 30 seconds
chart.
until... Say again, mate?
Sorry, Matt. It's 40-minute chart extension. Sorry, 5-minute chart extension.
5-minute chart extension. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Both markets.
Yep, good. Okay, so what we're going to do, guys, we'll put the extension on. I'll switch my focus across to the FDAX for probably the first 60 to 90 seconds of the session, guys, and then we'll look to see if we can pull some trades out of the NASDAQ. Okay, so all eyes, guys. You got 3 seconds or the gun goes. All eyes on Europe, please, for those who are European-based traders. I would really love these guys to go up first before they go down. Let's just see what we get. Let's see what we get. Okay, now we have not gone up on FDAX yet, guys. We have not gone up on FDAX yet. We know these guys are highly likely to sell down on open, as the FESX guys will mathematically try and go down here. All right, these guys are really cranky. So that Fibonacci at this stage we don't need. All right, so we get rid of that one. Now, the selling deltas, guys, the selling deltas on FDAX are valid if they're in alignment with these selling signals you put over here. So I guess for those that are not used to what we do, okay, the first sell is 813, the second sell is 06. So if you are on these deltas, guys, if you are on these deltas short, you're looking for a 5-point first target. I see these little deltas popping in. Guys, if you're waiting for the buyers to push up before you sell the market, then we're waiting for the buying push to occur. That has not occurred yet. Now, NASDAQ traders, please note that you are running into the 141.4 fib extension of the 5-minute chart. So if you want to trade that carefully, guys, you'd be looking to enter underneath the 133 extension. So again, you failed at the 141.4. If you trade the opening candle, guys, if you trade the opening candle, you're looking to enter under the 133 with around about a 16-tick risk control point. Guys, around about 16-tick risk control point. FDAX, if you are on the deltas, guys, if you are a delta trader on the opening candle, okay, this little delta here does pertain to this little reversal candle here. Okay, note the drop in ratio as we cruise up here. So again, guys, a couple of little backup trades for the more advanced FDAX traders. NASDAQ, guys and girls, if you are short under the 133 fib extension, you've already gone at least 25 points, now 30 ticks to the downside. Your first target is 20, guys. Your second target is at this stage around the 50 mark. So if you are a NASDAQ trader and you are short under the 133 fib extension, guys, your longer range target is 545. That is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, more than 60 ticks. Guys, if you are short, guys, if you are short on the NASDAQ, please. Okay, we started the trade with a 1-to-1 risk to reward, right? You've now got no risk with a 60-tick target. Okay, so no risk with a 60-tick target, please. So, guys, for the intermediate traders, your target is 545. You're on target now, guys. Literally one little more push, and you guys are going to be through your target. No question about that. S&P, nothing for you yet. FDAX traders, if we do push through the 50 fib, because the sellers have stolen the stair step, guys, if we push through the 50 fib, we may be looking for a long to take it all the way back up the top of the chart before we then pick up a really good short. So Nazi traders, guys, if you're really good at what you do, you're looking for a 545 second target. You've gone within 1 tick of that target. That's just so rude. It'll get smashed. Boom. There you go. You're smashed. So if you are short, guys, if you are short on the NASDAQ underneath the 133 after the tag of the 141.4, you are short, guys, for 20s and 60s. If you are going short, guys, for larger targets, please target down here. Guys, please make sure you have 0 risk on your short trade now, please. 0 risk. So your risk to reward ratio is ridiculously high. That buying delta on FDAX, guys and girls, we don't enter in the last 90 seconds of the candle, but that buying delta, okay, at 801 looks absolutely amazing. Okay, if the sellers push down through the 50 of the day and fail, guys, along at 801 on FDAX looks absolutely incredible. Nice trading, guys. Nice trading. If you're short, guys, if you're short off the 133 fib on the NASDAQ after a tag of the 141.4, that's a beautiful trade. Note, if these sellers, guys, if these sellers cannot break outside the trading range of the previous candle, then we're going to turn around and go straight back the other way. Okay, that V2 delta, guys, on S&P 500, the V2 delta right there, guys, at 13.25 is tradable inside the new candle, please. Right, so let's just let this candle count down to 0. So let the current candle count down. Once we're into the new candle, we're looking at that delta short, right, potentially. Or if the buyers push back up, we might even get a higher short. Miss the entry, but sell market. Well done. Yeah, okay, well done, mate. That's a great strategy. Guys, if you did miss the entry, off the 133, you've obviously got the selling delta here as a backup trade. That's also gone well over 50 ticks to the downside. Okay. FDAX is going to go further to the downside. Guys, note the FESX still has not got anywhere near the 50 of the day, which mathematically it must do. It has to do it. So what does it mean, guys? What does it mean? If we were to push through, guys, if we were to push through the 50 fib, guys, on the FDAX, like a good way through and fail at Fibonacci, we might be looking for a short range long, guys. We might be looking for a short range long. NASDAQ traders, lots of arrows. For those that have sold down to the weekly open, you guys have just nailed your long range targets. The sellers now own the stair step on the guys, on the NASDAQ. So if we get a buying delta going back the other way, it is a valid buying signal if you trade deltas. Okay, FDAX, Fibonacci coming on for you. Let me just have a quick look. Looks like that. Okay, no surprises, guys. No surprises on that at all. What I'd suggest, guys, for the DAXI traders, understanding the FESX is almost guaranteed to go down to the 50 fib. We're going to be very careful about going long on the FDAX until we get some kind of guidance as to what the FESX is doing. Now, again, for the NASDAQ traders, please, you've gone short from the top of the chart. Absolutely perfect trade. If you pick up a buying delta, guys, a buying delta on the NASDAQ, then that's a trade for the junior traders to enter. Guys, understanding the sellers own the stair step. Some of you may have seen the push through the pivot and then the failure. If you slightly more advanced trader, guys, you've gone long 4 ticks inside that, so 4 ticks above. So around about the 33.25 mark. Again, guys, you're looking for a 16 to 18 tick risk control point. So once the trade has moved around about 16 ticks in your favor, guys, you want to make sure you've got no risk on the trade. That trades, guys, that's now gone more than 20 ticks to the high side. So I trust you guys, if you trade off pivots, you are long. You've already gone through your 20 tick target. Please reduce the risk on your long range target. Right? So if you've got a long range target, you can't lose any money on the trade. And we're basically still trying to get an idea, guys, of what the markets are doing. I still think we're going to go down. Carlene, how are you? I hope you're absolutely amazing. Hope you are amazing. All right, so for the slightly more experienced traders, you guys have picked up your short off the 133 fib extension. As some of you, Andy, are you on that for long range targets short? Andy, are you still short? If you are, well done. Guys, some of our traders have gone short for 10s and 50s or 20s and 50s. Others have gone short for 100. So again, there'll be a myriad of different targets out there. For the guys, for the S&P 500 traders, you guys are moving a little bit slower. So I said that your selling delta there, guys, your selling delta at 13.25 is valid inside the new candle. So if you've gone short, guys, on the S&P 500 at 13.25, your first target is 11.25, which you're on right now. That's $100 US target. So you guys are literally on an 8-tick target right now. Just let it go a little bit longer, guys. That 8-tick target should get drilled. Now, if you're slightly less experienced, guys, you've gone short on the S&P 500 for 4s and 8s or 4s and 6s. I'd suggest the 8 is going to get annihilated. We're back on 8s again. Guys, so again, right, you're on 9s now. So if anybody has gone short on the S&P 500, guys, on the delta, as I briefed at 13.25, you're now through your target. Guys, you're now through your target. Anyone, guys, have I got any long-range traders? Remy, second target, 100 times 5. Well done. Have I got any long-range NASDAQ short traders, please? Now, we did say, guys, in the briefing as we came in, sorry, there's a little bit of a dry throat over here. We did say, guys, we're looking for short range longs and long range shorts, right? So this is exactly what we're expecting the market to do, guys, which is exciting because if you are holding on to the 133 fib extension short, if you are holding on to that, that's gone a very, very long way, which I think at this point in time will probably be our trade of the day for YouTube. Now, my little FDAXs. So we've got a couple of FDAX trades. Shelton, well done. What I'm looking for, guys, is I'm looking for agreement for the FDAX. I'm looking for agreement from the FESX and the FDAX. We spoke about charts in conflict when we came into the session. Greg, are you short on the S&P 500? And if so, what is your long range target? Guys, if I was short, perfect. As if I was short on the S&P 500, I would be looking for an 8-tick first target. Okay, I'd be looking for an 8, a 12, a 16, and a 20, something along those lines. Something along those lines. At this stage, I'd suggest for the FTAX traders, one of the best trades we're going to pick up is if they push through, as if the sellers push through to yesterday's high, right? Even if they tickle yesterday's high, so literally push down and fail, we'd be looking for a long, guys, at 761, right? So for the FTAX traders, please keep a close eye on that. I'm still expecting the FESX to push down, guys, to that 50 fib. When it does, I think the FTAX is going to be beautiful to the high side. Okay, absolutely beautiful to the high side. Now, with all of that said, I've still got NASDAQ traders short. I have no reason to send you long, guys. That is a 4-point turning bar short on the NASDAQ. It is a 4-point turning bar short. So that means there is a reversal trade. As if the NASDAQ buyers fail at a Fibonacci, I'll draw it on for you now. Okay, if they fail at a Fibonacci, guys, the NASDAQ traders, you're looking to go short, guys, at 517.50. So 517.50. I've just got to work out where the counter Fibonacci is. Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. Because if the buyers buy up the candle here, just hold on one sec. If the buyers buy up the candle here and they fail at the Fibonacci retracement, guys, on that little candle I've drawn down there, if they do fail and get absolutely walloped, guys, then we are looking for a short, guys, on the FTAX at the NASDAQ at 17.50. Now, at this stage, we've got no 1, 2, 3. We've got no sellers showing in the market at all. So what time have we got? 2:41. Right, 2:41. Okay, so let me get rid of that Fibonacci. Guys, once they get up around the 76 Fibonacci, the retrace is normally too deep. Okay, so as in the buyers have actually got too much freedom in the market. What have we got, guys? So sellers own the stair step on NASDAQ. So for those that are on the NASDAQ, again, the long range target traders, you've controlled your risk and you're in a great place. If we do get a tiny little candle here, guys, on the NASDAQ that closes over the top of the weekly open, that may be deemed by most traders globally as the sellers have failed, right? So if the sellers have failed, ultimately, what does that mean? We're going to be buying the market. If we get caught at that weekly open, so if the buyers buy up to the weekly open, guys, and get caught under the open, then the sell, guys, at 517.50 is back on. S&P, very interesting price movement. So again, guys, if you went short for 4s and 6s and 8s or something along those lines, or 8s, you've been paid. I would suggest we're setting up a second tier reversal here, guys, on the S&P 500. So again, slightly more advanced traders, if we do buy up, guys, if we do buy up to that selling delta right there, so the price is 14.75, note it corresponds, guys, to the underside of this -1 or this 1 rated static bar reversal. Guys, what does it mean? Guys, if the S&P, right, so NASDAQ, you guys have just been engaged short by your selling friends. Yeah, you're fine, guys. If you are short on the NASDAQ, guys, at the price I gave you, so if you are short at the price I gave you, guys, you are looking for a 20-tick first target, all right? So that's your first target box on, guys. So if you are short at 517.50, guys, if you're short at 517.50, you've gone through your first target, please. Now, that means you're going to start to reduce your risk. Shelton, nice work. You're going to start to reduce your risk. S&P 500 traders, we've gone back above, guys. We've gone back above your delta entry so you can actually scale into your original short again at 13.25. Senior traders on NASDAQ, guys, the NASDAQ traders, you are now through your first target. You've controlled your risk. You have no risk on this trade. You guys are going for either 20 and 50 or 20 and those 76 fibs, all right? Your long range target on NASDAQ is 502.50, 502.50, making it a 60-tick second target, please. 60 tick second target. S&P, guys, I said before, if they retrace up here, guys, this becomes a tier 2 reversal. Greg, you may have scaled in again short. You may have scaled in again short. Excuse me. We're going to keep selling, guys. We're going to keep selling. Right, FDAX, keep a very, very close eye on your reversal, please. Again, if we push well through the 76s, we're looking for a long, guys, around about the 761 mark, around about exactly 761. May I suggest if the FESX has not got to the 50 fib yet, there is still going to be downward pressure. Guys, it's still going to be downward pressure. What does that mean? Is if you're going to go long, guys, at 60 or 61, you'd want to make sure you've got a relatively tight risk control point. So around about that 5-point mark, guys, or you're waiting for the FESX to get down to the 50 fib and then you're going for a long range reversal. NASDAQ traders who are short, guys, NASDAQ traders who are short, you've gone 10, 20, 30, 40, more than 50 ticks to the downside, please. More than 50 ticks. Guys, what does that mean? Your short range target is out. Your intermediate target, I was going to say intimate target, wrong word. Your intermediate target is out, and your long range targets, guys, you've got absolutely no risk. All right, so again, for the S&P traders, where's my little chart here? You guys may have gone short on the Delta. You may have then gone short again on the Delta, or a backup trade. You could have picked up the next Delta across here. Okay, either way, you guys are looking for 8 tick targets. Okay, if you're an intermediate trader, guys, that's your target, guys, and we're looking for about $100 US off each of those trades. Nazi, your first target, guys, your first target was 20. You nailed it. It's gone more than 50 ticks. It didn't get near our 60 tick target, guys. It didn't get near our 60 tick target, but please do control your risk on that one. Okay, please do. As in, make sure you've got nothing at risk on your long range trades. You guys are going really well, Ken. 20 and 50 on NASDAQ, mate. Absolutely perfect target for today. So note the volatility, please, guys, on the NASDAQ at the moment. We're currently around about 87. So if you're targeting around about 60 to 70% of that, guys, you're almost guaranteed you're going to get paid. Okay, which is awesome, awesome, awesome fun. Now, NASDAQ traders, the buying delta, the V2 delta going back the other way is valid. Okay, that little delta right there is valid. Just to quantify, right, FDAX, again, just watch very closely. To quantify, guys, for the Nazi traders, again, if you're a Delta trader, it's a 519 long. It's 519. Flip side of 519, guys, your risk on the trade is around about 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, just under 60 ticks worth of risk. So, guys, if you are going to go long, there's nothing wrong with the risk, right? If you are going to go long, there's nothing wrong with the risk. May I suggest 20 ticks is a really, really powerful first target, okay? I would also use a 16-tick risk control point, okay? Just let them go, let them go. Your 3 or 20-tick target, guys, on the V2 Delta going the other way. So please now control your risk, let your profit run. Do not have any risk on that trade, okay? Do not have any risk on that trade, please. All right, so if you are long on the NASDAQ, guys, off the V2 Delta, the reason we're looking for longs, guys, is the sellers ran out of steam on this candle. All right, so have a look at the size of this candle versus the candle before. The candle before, guys, also had a strength rating of 1. This has lost its strength rating altogether. So that means if you're long on that Delta, guys and girls, okay, Delta V2 going the other way, you've picked up a 20-tick first target. Guys, ideally, 20s and 50s would be hilarious, guys, but please don't have any risk on the trade. All right, so you've cut your risk off. Guys, so unless you're just going for a 20-tick target, if you're going for 20-tick target, you're cooked on that one. Okay, Remy's had a loss. Okay, we'll talk about that in a tick. Okay, FDAX. Again, we were talking, guys, we were talking about a reversal off yesterday's high, but we've got to be very, very careful about these guys getting down to the 50 fib. What does it mean? The FDAX has now set up a reversal, guys, over the top of the gap in the open. We are in the last 90 seconds. What I would be looking to do, guys, on FDAX is, again, if you're a reversal trader, if we stay above the gap, guys, on candle close, we're looking for a long 2 points over the gap at 51. And the backup trade, guys, would be 2 points over the top of yesterday's high at 61. All right, so depending on how you trade, guys, I'm going to put a buy order on the FDAX now, guys, in the background. Literally, that was a bit of a shotgun. That was a bit of a shotgun start. So let me put a buy order on. I am looking, guys, at this point in time. I'm looking for an entry at 51. So I want the FDAX to literally sell down under 51 for a very, very small second. So I'm just watching both charts simultaneously. Do I have any NASDAQ traders who are long on the V2 Delta, guys, for 20s and 50s? Do I have anybody long for 20s and 50s, please? Well done, mate. Brilliant. 751. I'm looking for an FDAX 751. I'm looking for 751. Okay. Now, again, guys, make sure no risk on NASDAQ. If you've gone long, guys, it's gone way over the 20-tick target. It's gone around about 20s and 36s. I still haven't been given my perfect entry on FDAX. Don't you run without me, please. That is completely unacceptable. Because I'm being very specific on the FDAX, guys. I'm looking for a 751. 751 entry. Haven't got it yet. Haven't got it yet. NASDAQ. Right, I'm just going to move my order up the screen, guys. Hold on one tick if I can. Okay, guys, the Japanese winter is not very kind, guys. Not very kind. It's very, very cold. It's very, very cold. Now that said, guys, let's get back to the NASDAQ. Right, so some of you guys have had a reasonable start. Right? Some of you guys have had a reasonable start on the NASDAQ, which is brilliant. Greg, that's a beautiful trade, man. That's a beautiful trade. Okay, well done, well done, well done. S&P traders, guys, in context, you guys have had effectively two selling opportunities that have gone through your $100 target, which is always a good start for the S&P. For the NASI, guys, sellers own the stair step, so we're looking for a reason to buy the market. Now we've picked up that the Delta V2, guys, if that's what you trade. Okay, if that's what you trade. I'm sure there's another trade here we picked up on the way down. That's it, the Delta here. Okay, so we're waiting, guys. We're basically waiting for a new trade to set. Right, some of you picked up that Delta there. Okay, which is brilliant. Well done, mate. Well done. Okay, now my fill, guys, my fill on FDAX, guys, I was looking to try and get filled. Guys, where was my fill? So gap of 49. I'm looking for 51. So obviously the market's got to get below 51 to fill my order, guys, which it's now only just doing. It's only just doing that now. So what I'm looking to do, guys, I'm looking to, what's our little FESX doing, right? So it's sold down to the 50 fib as we expected it to do, which is good. Now, guys, the FESX is gapped down, right? FESX is gapped down. So in a perfect world, guys, in a perfect world, FDAX at this stage, again, I'm looking for my fill at 51. Right? So I put a long order on at 51. I'm happy for the sellers to sell down, guys, test the pivots again. If we do end up testing those pivots and get rejected, then it could actually prove to be quite good. Okay, I've had to be very, very patient for the entry on that one. Let me just watch what it's doing. Hey, Lockie, after we get an SBR or any on the other chart, how many candles after that? Oh, Raymond, great question, mate. Stays valid for hours because a static bar reversal is actually a range chart trade. Sorry, mate, let's keep an eye on the FDAX. Volatility is good. Where's our all-time high on FDAX? Where was the all-time high? Okay, the all-time high is just here. Okay, let me just watch what this candle does, guys, because again, I've got my order. Guys,
hey, Lockie, FDAX, there's a
30
30-minute 76 at the pre-bottom as well.
Thank you, mate. Perfect. Because I've got my order on at 51. Okay, I'm looking now. I've got my order on at 51. I don't want these guys to now go and close, guys, underneath these pivots. Okay, otherwise my order at 51. Let me just take that Fibonacci off, clean the screens. Now, guys and girls, I've missed the trade on FDAX. Okay, that's a 4-point turning bar short. I've actually missed a trade. Quite happy to put my hand up on that, guys. That is a 4-point turning bar short. Have I missed? No, it's just a very strong selling candle. So we've got no long, guys. We've got no long setting up on the FTX now. Okay, the reason being is we've actually got below our pre-market box in our gap. If anything, the FTX has actually set up a short. Let me see what everybody else is doing. Cody, I'm going to check that Fibonacci, mate, because you sound absolutely on the money.
Yeah,
Okay,
30-minute chart.
Perfect. Okay, so I've got the 60-minute chart fib looks like this. So 60-minute chart fib looks like that. 30-minute chart fib, I'll bring it on. 30-minute chart fib looks like this. Yeah, those 76s are absolutely on the money. Okay, so Cody is right on the money, guys, with Fibonacci, which is brilliant. I'll get rid of the bigger fibs. So, guys, at this point in time, we can't go long on the FTX. The reason being is we're stuck under pivots, right? We're stuck under pivots. Now, mind you, the FESX, we were expecting it, guys. Again, it's mathematically almost impossible for it not to sell down to the 50 fib. I said that's exactly what it's ultimately done. Now, I could have very happily put you into that sell trade there. I don't know how I missed that. Okay, now you looking at it going, well, Lockie, why is it a sell trade? Guys, it's a sell trade because it's got a red arrow above it saying sell underneath this candle. So if we bought back to the 50 of the day, I should have actually sent you guys short. So my apologies. I've actually missed an FTX trade. I generally don't do that, but I have missed one today. But that's all right. We're all human. Most of us are human. Some of you are well above that. So, guys, now we're basically waiting for the FTX, waiting for a static bar reversal. If we get an SBR off a pivot, it's going to be really good fun. If we get back above the open or the gap, then once again, we're looking for that 5-1 entry. Guys, that's the one I wanted before. Kevin took the first TP on S&P 500, $125. So Kevin from Luxembourg, mate. Well done. Mate, that is awesome. So well done. Well done, well done, well done. Suzanne, I love it. Spiritual beings having a human experience. You've answered these questions before, Suzanne. You've answered these questions before. All right, so guys, where are we at? We're now waiting for new signals. We're waiting for new signals. Now, that means the NASDAQ traders, we're going to keep an eye on the S&P 500 as a guiding principle. S&P, guys, I've got a two-phase complex retracement to the downside. All right, so all that means is the sellers have sold down twice. Now, mind you, they've given us two signals, which is great, but that means we're eyeing off a 15-minute chart trade. So we may be eyeing off, we are. We're eyeing off a 15-minute chart swing trigger long on both American markets, right? Both American markets. Now, the price movement says swing trigger long. Are we allowed to take it? Tell you what we do, guys. We're going to be a little bit smarter than the average bears. There's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to swing these things long. Okay, we're not going to do that. All right, I'll tell you what we are going to do. We're going to wait for the buyers to steal the stair step. We're going to wait for the buyers to steal the step, and then we're going to short them again. I would suggest, I'm just looking at the charts, there'd be a whole lot of traders out there in the world going, oh, they're going long, they're going long.
30 minutes SBR short, mate.
Short. What's that, Ahmed?
30 minute SBR short, mate.
Giddy up. See, I think we're going short. You just confirmed it. All right. So, guys, what we're going to do on the NASDAQ in particular, particularly for the brand new traders, we're not going to take any more trades. What do we got? 47 seconds. We're not going to take any more trades on the current candle. All right, so no more trades on the current candle. What we're going to do is we're going to let these guys fall into our trap. Okay, now the trap is very simple. If the S&P 500 traders are looking for another entry, right? If the buyers push above this entry here, so above the top, so not an entry, above the top of that candle there. If they push above the top of the candle, okay, and fail really nicely, we're actually going to target that delta short there because it corresponds to a little static bar reversal. Jeff, how are you, mate? I hope you're fantastic. For the Nazi traders, I need these guys to push up I need them to push up. I want them to fail at the weekly open. See that pivot running across the chart there? I want them to fail at the weekly open and then get absolutely drilled. So we're not doing anything at this stage. We're kind of what I would suggest caught in irons. Okay, caught in irons. We're just waiting for the market to give us some fresh intel so we can take advantage of it. So what we're going to do instead, Europe. What are you doing? Now, guys, if you are an FX trader and you trade the pre-market static bar reversals, guys, which I absolutely love, if you're short under either one of those candles, we highlighted that as we came into the session. Holy moly, you've read that perfectly. Complemented, guys, by the senior FX traders. Guys, please note the ratio, guys, of the 15-minute chart reversal short, guys, as we came into the open. Basically saying anything you can get your hands on short, they're going to go hard. Now, we did say that at the start of the session, sure. But chart-wise, guys, look at the 15-minute chart. We set up an incredible short right into the open of the session. So it's a 15-minute chart short. How's that reflected on the 5-minute chart? Guys, all of these selling deltas here, like just sell. So they're just wow, selling. Now, guys, we'll just wait for these guys to decide what they're going to do. At this stage, the FX is actually setting up buy signals, but failing to follow through on them. So we'll just wait for them to give us the perfect entry. Nathan, you are short. Of course you are. So you're on a big short, man. You're on a big short. No question about that at all. Nathan, please be aware, mate, you might be aware of this. You're short off the 141.4 fib extension off the 4-hour chart. So they are likely to sell down, right, to the 100% extension off the 4-hour chart. I'm pretty certain we said that as we came into the session, guys. So the classic FX price movement. I said, about your target, your long range target, I'd be looking around about 2,700. 2,700 is well before we might run into trouble. Again, if that 2,700 on the FX corresponds with the FESX running into its R1, then that would be a really good time to take a chunk of cash off. Now, awesome. All right, as that Delta V2, there's a Delta V2 hiding there on the NASDAQ. Now, again, if you are a V2 Delta trader, guys, the entry's at 17.50, right? So 17.50. Some of you have been eyeing that off for a little bit. Now, the deal with a 17.50, we're kind of at a really difficult spot in the charts. And again, if you're going to go long, guys, so let me quantify it, 17.50. It is a valid trade. I just want to give you a caveat, guys. The caveat will be, if I draw Fibonacci down, the micro trend, can you guys see where the 50 fib is, right? Just here. There will be resistance on the NASDAQ market at 19.5, right? So if you're going long, guys, at 17.5, there's resistance at 19.5. You'd want to make sure that if you are long, they smash through that 50 fib, all right? See, they're arguing about it at the moment. Now, what does it ultimately mean? Guys, you've watched the sellers push down here and clearly fail at the top of the MDI. So you've gone long, guys, over the top at 1750. You've got a caveat. You know that the 50 fib of the day is there. So you need the buyers to get above and hold well above that. Okay, hold well above that. So if you have gone long, guys, at 1750, all right, the big traders, you're looking for a 20 tick first target, guys, at 2250. You've just tickled that target now. What it means is if you are long for longer range targets, a longer range target on this one of those 76s just there, or a point where you might consider controlling your risk as those 76s. If you're long on the V2 Delta, guys, at 17.5, okay, watch it go. Look at it go. If you're long on the Delta, guys, and you're going for 20s, you're out. If you're going for 20s and 50s, I reckon you're almost out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20s and 50s are also out on that trade, please. All right, finally, the FTX is coming back to a degree of common sense. So, guys, if you are long on the NASDAQ, on the V2 Delta, guys, after the sellers pushed down and failed, guys, if you've gone long for 20, you're out. If you've gone long for 50, you're out. If you've gone long for 50 and everything, you're out. Terry, I'm done heading off 498 ticks. Oh dear. 498. That is hilarious. For those that don't know, 498 times $5, you'll be able to work out the maths on that one. That's a pretty good day in the charts, I've got to say. I've got nothing for you on FDAX at this stage, guys. We've got pivots in the way of going long. So what we're going to do, guys, for the FDAX traders, if the buyers close over the gap on this candle, we're going to target that V2 delta long. Okay, right there at 752. At the moment, guys, I can't take the trade because I can't assume a close over a pivot. All right, not allowed to do that. Okay, now, NASDAQ traders. All right, so one signal per candle, guys, normally means you keep yourself out of trouble. All right, so one signal per candle. All right, so there's our signal there. We've taken it. Now, again, at the moment, the sellers own the stair step, so our preference is buying-based reversals. If we sell, guys, well below that V2 delta, again, same entry, 517.50, we're looking to go long again. As if the buyers push up above the top of that red candle where my thing is right there, if we push above that, guys, buyers will have stolen the stair step. So we're looking then for reversals short, guys, under the weekly open. Now, I did say to Arlen, guys, when we came into this session, the market is running hot today. So I'm expecting those 12 to 15 trades really easily today. Now, just don't let me romance you, guys, into over trading, please. All right, there's no love in over trading. Okay, no love in over trading. Has anyone ever over traded? Has anybody ever made a crap load of money in trading, then given it all back and then wondered, why the hell did I do that? Has anyone ever done that? Am I the only person in the world? Look, of course, no one else has done that. No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, a couple of times. I think we've all done it. So FDAX, guys, we need this candle to close. We're looking for an entry long, guys, at 252. All right, looking for an entry long at 252. That would be divine, but we've got to be patient, guys. Got to be patient and wait, please. So don't go now. You've got 2 minutes and 34 seconds. For the Nazi traders, you guys have had a really good little start. Okay, particularly that 133 fib extension. I have to put a label on there because when I make my YouTube video today, I'm going to say that's a 133 fib extension reversal. Now, all of you know what I'm talking about. Most of the people out there on the internet have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, but that's okay. That's all right. At least you guys know what we're talking about. FDAX, please don't run without us, darling. You've been amazing to us for years. Please don't run away. Please don't run away. Sellers own the stair step. Very, very strong buying candle here. Okay. Shelton, you've smashed your KPI. 60 points on FDAX. Wait, now did you, Sheldon? I've missed a trade here. I've missed the delta underneath that selling candle. Did you happen to pick up that trade under the 50 fib? Mate, because if you did, you're making me look like a porcupine today, mate. But again, guys, I put my hand up. I did miss a trade. There is no doubt about that. And ironically, it's gone straight to profit as well. So if you did get that trade, Shelton, that's really exciting, mate. Yeah, yes, I took that trade. Okay, well done. Well done, well done. All right. So, guys, buyers have got the stair step back on the NASDAQ. All right, so let's again, we are going to get more trades. All right, so for the FDAX, I want them to close, guys, above that pivot. All right, which it looks like they're going to try and do. Guys, I then want the sellers to retrace under 252 to allow me to pick up an entry at 252. Guys, I could even go 751 on FDAX. We've got to get under the entry level, though. Got to get under the entry level. Okay. Now, NASDAQ, we are going to get rid of that Fibonacci. We're going to flip it back the other way. I got a really lovely chat with Fred, guys, from the US this morning about the US close live trading room. Apparently, you guys did very, very well in the US close as well. All right, so again, guys, was anyone in the US close this morning? Just out of interest, and how did you go? The screenshots look absolutely immaculate. They look immaculate. Okay, NASDAQ traders, guys, what we're looking for in a perfect world, guys, if we can get a retracement on the NASDAQ to those little V2 deltas down here, if we can get a retracement to those, that would be exciting if you can hold the risk, guys. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So around about 60 ticks of risk, which is not uncommon. So guys, if you are going to go long on the delta, I'm going to try and execute this one to show you what I mean. Okay, so we're going to put a buy order, guys, on the 535. Now they have sold well underneath that buy point. Okay, now flip side being, what you want is you want the buyers, guys, to now retrace the Fibonacci. Okay, you want, sorry, the sellers to retrace the Fibonacci. Right, so let's just see what they do, guys. If the sellers get down anywhere near the 76 Fibonacci, the retrace is very, very deep. Okay, the retrace is very, very deep. Okay, let's just watch what they're doing because my risk is now 1, 2, 3, 4. So around about 40 ticks of risk, which is well inside a profile. Nazi, so FDAX traders, guys, you're trying to pick up the long, please, at 752. Right, you're trying to pick up the long at 752. Now, if you have picked up the long, I'm just keeping a very close eye on this NASDAQ. So again, guys, depending on how you trade the NASDAQ, can't watch both at the same time. FDAX, you're long at 752. Guys, your first target is 757. You're already through your target. Now, technically, guys, the NASDAQ stop, guys, we've got to be a little bit lower than where my ATM has put it. So technically, we've got to be a little bit lower. I'm just double checking my Fibonacci here. Okay, so at this stage, guys, two ways of dealing with the NASDAQ. Guys, if you've got an automated risk control, which I do, okay, that's automated risk control is already triggered on the trade. So I'm not going to override that. I have no risk on this NASDAQ trade whatsoever. If they do decide to buy, which I do believe they're going to, mathematically they should. If they do buy the market now, guys, if they do buy the market, then great. If they don't, it doesn't matter because I can't lose any money on the trade. Okay. Now, again, I'm anticipating a buy relatively late in this minute, guys. So around about the 19-second, 18-second mark, I would be expecting these guys to show their colors. Okay. Now, again, I'm in a zero risk scenario. FDAX traders, if you've gone long, you've gone through your profit target. Okay. So what they've done, guys, is they've basically said, yeah, we're thinking about going up, but we're not ready to do is below that level. Simply buy at exactly the same level again at 535 if they sell underneath your price level, right? So let them sell well under. Let them sell well under the price level, guys, and say, righto, if you're going to buy at that price, I know exactly where I'm going to put my entry, guys, which is at exactly 535. Exactly 535. FDAX traders, guys, if you did buy, guys, off the delta at 752, if you bought off the delta at 752, guys, your first target is 757. You've gone through that. Your second target is 762. You've gone through that as well. All right. So FDAX traders, you had to wait a very, very long time for your first trade. But it's gone straight to target, both targets, which I think is really, really exciting. Okay, now, some of you are still long on the NASDAQ, guys. And that's okay. Guys, at this point in time, the sellers are trying to push down and they're not impressing anybody. Okay, not impressing anybody. At this stage, let me get rid of this fib. The fact we've got V2 deltas, guys, backing up these deltas here, which suggests that the buyers are probably going to buy the market, guys, fairly late in the candle. S&P
There is a
at the
76
moment,
4-hour, mate, on from the last candle stop on it.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. S&P, guys, at this point in time, 1, 2, sellers own the stair step, so that's where a little bit of weight is coming from. Mind you, guys, if we do get some buying on the S&P 500, the NASDAQ is going to very happily cruise through. Guys, very happily cruise through to the high side. Okay. Now, Let's just watch what they do, guys. Now, many of you guys, we talk about romancing. Please don't let me romance you into taking trades if you're already over your daily KPI, right? If you're already over your daily KPI, well done. Now, again, let me just go to the world of Fibonacci will give us an answer as to what's going on. There may be, guys, let me show you. There may be an alternate Fibonacci here, and it could be that one there. It's not. I wonder what you guys are doing. So if you're long on the NASDAQ, guys, so my ATM's taking me out, guys. I don't mind that because my job is to moderate as opposed to trade. If you are long on the NASDAQ, guys, you want to be making sure around about that 16 tick mark, you do start to control your risk, guys.
Just the retracement and all the way down from the top to the bottom of the chart. From when you start.
Yep. You mean extension, right? You're running an extension?
No, mate.
Okay.
Retracement. Extension 5-minute chart.
Extension, yeah, okay. All right, cool. Let me just adjust this and see what we can find. So, guys, the NASDAQ at this stage, again, that green Fibonacci is actually looking really, really good. Okay, so at this point in time, as if you are long on the V2 delta that we were talking about, guys, at 535, right? And you guys have got looser risk control to me, you're looking for a 20 tick first target, right? So let's have a look. You guys have just gone through your 20 tick first target, all right? Your second target, your intermediate target, guys, is 50 ticks, which is hiding up here at 547.50. Now, what we are going to keep an eye on, is if these buyers, so for those that have gone long on the V2 Delta, guys, if you've got a looser ATM or looser risk control to me, obviously the trade is going quite well. I just wanted to show you how to enter that trade once they sell under the Delta. Chances of these guys going through the 50 tick target are incredibly high at this point in time. So you've literally gone 49 ticks towards a 50 tick target. If these buyers start blowing up their volume, guys, which they're not doing right now, but if they do, if these buyers start climbing up around the height of the previous candle, guys, we're basically saying the buyers have run out of steam. We may be looking for shorts. Okay, now if you are long, guys, on that delta right there at 535, you're looking at a 547.50 first target, which just got touched to the tick. Right, just got touched to the tick. Now, interesting point. Guys, these buyers are pushing up. Just watch their volume climbing. So at the moment, everybody's long that can be long. If we start picking up selling deltas, guys, on this candle going back the other way, those selling deltas will probably pick the top of the market pretty happily. That selling delta, guys, on S&P 500 at 6012. Guys, at 6012. For the slightly more experienced traders, you're a short at 6012 for 6011 and let it peel down to 6010. So as that V2 delta short is absolutely divine. There is the selling delta, guys, on NASDAQ. Right? So if you are going to sell against the current buyer's failure, you're going to sell against the current buyer's failure. Guys, same again. Guys, we're looking for a 20 tick first target, 12 to 16 tick risk control point. At this stage, we're watching the buyer's volume climb. They're not impressing anyone. The sellers are probably going to hit them really hard. That 20 tick target is before the previous weekly open, so it's not too bad. What does it mean, guys? If you've gone long for 20s and 50s, you've actually gone exactly 50 ticks towards a 50 tick target. Some of you may have now gone short. Right, so if you are short at the top delta there at 318.50, you're through your target on the way down the other way, guys. So once again, if you've got some experience, 20s and 50s, please. But once you've gone through your 20 tick target, cut your risk off so you can't lose any money on the 50, guys. It's money for jam. S&P, if you guys are short at 6012, your targets are 1110 and 09. You're literally a whisker away from hitting the 09 target. Do I have any NASDAQ traders who are short on the delta looking for longer range targets, please? Any delta traders on NASDAQ looking for longer range targets? Okay, if you are, brilliant. S&P, guys, you're kissing that long range or that medium range target. Ahmed, nice work. Good. Short on FTX, Samuel, nice work, mate. Yeah, the Delta, you're good. Good. Sorry, guys, it's we're a bit of a busy day. Okay, let me just label up, guys, just real quick. So if you're short on the NASDAQ, guys, for long range targets, you've gone through, guys, you've gone through your 20 tick target. You have no risk. You have no risk on this trade now. Guys, if it runs in your favor. If it doesn't matter. Guys, really important for your psychology that you now say, you know what, can't lose any money on any of these trades. I'm just going to let these bad boys run. They could be bad girls. Doesn't matter who they are. We're just going to let them run. Guys, and we're going to see how much money we can make. S&P, if you are short at 1.2, guys, your targets are obviously on that V2 delta there. You're short at 1.2. Sorry, you're short at 1.2. Your targets are 1.1, 1.0, and 0.9. All right, for 4, 8, and 12 with a volatility of 14. Okay, not a bad little spot. Please make sure, guys, if you're short on the NASDAQ, you've got no risk, please. All right, so you can bring your stop through. If you've taken 20 ticks off the market, guys, bring your stop through to -1. That means you have 1 ticket risk to make 50. That means your risk to reward is 50 times in your favor, and you've already been paid. Right? That's a pretty awesome little spot to be. Guys, that's an awesome little spot to be. For the FTX traders, guys, we're now short of the pivots. Sorry, we're now below the pivots. I can't send you short, guys, underneath this candle on the FTX because the FESX is into the 50 of the day. I've just got rid of a chart here. Hold on, let me go and get it back. So I can't send you short on the FTX as a new trade. So let me just, so can't send you short as a new trade. What I can do, guys, is wait for the sellers to sell down on the FTX. Guys, get caught here at these Fibonacci's, and then we might actually pick up a long. In fact, wow, my gosh, we are 52 minutes into this trading session. So for the FTX traders, we ideally are looking for a pivot-based reversal, and we're well into the last 15 minutes, guys. I had no idea that we were that far into the trading session. That's how fast this session has gone. Do I have anyone short? Guys, anybody short on the NASDAQ for long-range targets off the Delta, please? Yes, Ahmed. Well done, mate. Well done. So, Ahmed, what you want is you want these sellers, you want the sellers, guys, to push through and get underneath that weekly open. The reason you want that, mate, at the moment, buyers own the stair step. Okay, that is a ratio-based static bar reversal short. All right, now we can't trade the SBR short because of the assumption of a close over a pivot. So what we want is the sellers from that delta to push through. We want them to push through the pivot, and then off we go. Okay, that's ultimately what we want. For the FTX traders, guys, I've just noticed that the previous candle just closed on a pivot, okay, which means trading the FTX can actually become a little bit difficult, and you guys are also well into your last 15 minutes. Okay. So if you're short on the Delta, guys, it's gone well through the 20-tick target. It hasn't gone to the long-range targets, but you've controlled your risk, so you can't lose any money anyway. All right, so that's awesome. What we're now looking for, guys, again, ideally one signal per candle. Jeff, you're on the money. One signal per candle. Ultimately, I don't want to take these deltas long in the last 90 seconds, so we're going to let this candle unfold. That's fine, mate. You got ATM'd. ATM'd in profit, mate, is always a good sign. Those buying deltas on NASDAQ are actually really annoying me because I just said we're not going to go long. We're going to wait and look at what the market's done. It's just, oh dear. All right. That's all right, guys. We're picking up some reasonable trades today. All right, some reasonable trades. The market's moving well. The market's moving well. FTX, you normally perform far better than this today. You normally perform better. Now, some of the FTX traders have made a lot of money today, guys, because they picked up these, I trust these static bar reversals. Nathan, did you pick up the SBR shorts? Just out of interest, mate, did you get the SBR short, or did you get this delta right there that corresponded to those SBRs? Did you get something like that? You got the SBR short. Oh, man. Ooh, giddy up. Look at that, guys. See these little shorts? We drew them on around about 5 to 7 minutes before the session started. Said if we can sell under these, they're going to be amazing. look at this. Oh man. Okay, so we're just waiting for a new signal there. Now, Nasdaq traders, we cannot buy the Nasdaq. We can only sell. All right, have a look at this little static bar reversal over here on the left-hand side. We are in the last 5 minutes, right? So we've got to be very careful. That means don't take any more trades, please. What I'm looking for, guys, on the Nasdaq, right? What I'm looking for the turn of the new hour, I'm looking for the buyers to push up, fail at these 76 fibs. Guys, if we just muck around here for a while, then on the open of the new candle, we push up and get slammed down. I'm looking to pick up the delta, guys, that's right on that -2 rated static bar reversal. So the entry point, guys, will be 38.75. So you're looking for an entry of 38.75 to the downside once this candle closes, guys, once this candle closes. Nathan, that's a massive trade. Yes, mate, go for it.
If you put the extension on 5-minute chart, it's 161. It's exactly with the 76.
Got it. Okay,
ABC,
so let me try the turning
5-minute chart.
Okay, I'll try the turning bar. It's not that fib.
Yeah, the ABC.
Is that you've gone the ABC. Okay, right.
ABC.
Perfect. All right, good. Okay, good. All right, now, good way, mate. Great Fibonacci work. Right, so this is goes. So for those that don't know what we do, the Nasdaq loves mucking around this 141.4 fib extension. So that reversal we actually just picked up off the delta. That was a combination of this green Fibonacci failure and also the 133, 141.4. All right, so like, really good Fibonacci work. Ahmed, well done, man. That's fantastic. So we're in the last 5 minutes. Guys, if there's any questions at all from anyone out there, please do ask. It's been a reasonably productive session so far. FDAX, we've missed a couple of trades, as in I missed an absolute stunner. But guys, I was on the NASDAQ when it occurred. So that's my fault. Now, flip side of that being my fault, we are waiting for the hour's turn. Now, at this stage, guys, if this is a ratio-based static bar reversal short on the NASDAQ, it's going to be a stunning short. Guys, if they buy back up near that 161.8 and get absolutely smashed in the new hour, guys, you're looking for a short underneath that static bar reversal, or you're looking for a short underneath that 133 fib extension, guys, which is actually the trade we originally took, just in a slightly different context. Right, so for the 133 fib extension traders, not now, guys, in 2 minutes and 14, don't you run without us. In 2 minutes and 14 seconds, right, we're looking for an entry at 42.50. NASDAQ, do not run without us, please. That is so unfair. You have been so lovely to us all day. Do not run now, please. Do not run now. 240, yeah, mate. Yeah, yeah, green 76 running through here, mate. Absolutely. Like the more aggressive traders would be like, I'm not waiting 2 minutes. I'm just going short anyway. Just be aware, guys, on the change of the hour, which is 1 minute and 41 seconds away, the market can get a little bit crazy. All right, so just let them tinker. It's very tempting, guys. It's very tempting. Aaron, I hope you're awesome. It's very tempting to put a trade on, guys, particularly with the market moving up and down. So we did say, guys, as we came into Ireland, that markets are running pretty hot, which they clearly are. So volume-wise, as an indication, volumes just hit 96,000 on the S&P 500. So again, to hit the 100,000 mark in the European Open, that means there's a lot of people out there trading. I'll just check XRP, guys, as a bit of a barometer as to what the world is thinking at the moment. Now, it's obviously having a good day. For those of you that are holding XRP, if you're an XRP trader, if you're holding XRP, you're actually at the highest level that you've ever been. Okay, it's peeled off a little bit. So it's down around about the 307 mark. But even at 307, you're still at the highest point you've ever been. So again, guys, cryptos are peeling off, which means all of the indexes are probably going to peel off as well. Right. So 25 seconds, guys, 25 seconds. What we're looking for is we're looking for buyers to show. We're looking for buyers to show inside the new hour, guys, to try and get filled underneath the 133, guys, at 42.50. Guys, the alternate trade is if they buy but don't get that far, the alternate is that delta. I really would love to see buying in the new hour, guys. So there's the buying in the new hour. So let it come through, please. Just let the buying come through, come through, come through. Again, if they get above, guys, if they get well above, so there's your tag of the 141.4. This buying is good, guys. We want them to buy. We want them to burn themselves out. So some of you guys will be sitting an order at 542.50. Okay, 542.50. If your trading plan says trade off Fibonacci extensions, okay, if it does that. Okay, now putting more Fibonacci's on. Okay, so once again, guys and girls, once again. Okay, so let me just watch this very, very closely. Your risk control point, guys, is the bottom of the body of the candle. So your risk control point is 539. Right, so what we need is we need them to turn this green candle red. They're highly likely to do that. The buyers are just trying to hold on, like literally hold on with their fingernails. Boom. If you are short, guys, at 542.50, you've gone through your 20 tick first target. You've hit your risk control point. You have no risk on long range targets, please. All right, no risk on long range targets. The NASDAQ is likely to go to the 100 extension, which is what it's doing right now. If it can't go through that, guys, please lock in profit on your short at 542.50. If you've traded the delta, you're looking for a 20 tick target, you've gone through the 20 tick target again. 20 ticks, guys, is our daily KPI. That's what we're looking for. So anyone short on the NASDAQ, you guys are handing the NASDAQ a masterclass today. So you guys are short, guys, please, at 542.50. First target is 20 ticks. Second target is 50 ticks. You're currently trading at 80 ticks. You guys have belted it. So, Rich, one of your kids was at $1,000 in their account in November and is now at $12,000. Ooh. Look at that guy. That is awesome, mate. That is awesome. Guys, we should be all teaching our kids how to trade so they don't have to rely on anyone else. Is anyone else getting that vibe globally that it's probably a good time for you to be in control of your money as opposed to letting other people control it? I know. That's a deeper conversation. Oh, well done, Raymond. That's fantastic, mate. Love your work. Ahmed, you killed it, mate. Oh, Ken, 20 and 50. So, guys, I said on the NASDAQ, if we get a ratio-based SPR, and this one's got a -2 rating, which is super sexy. What does that mean? The -2 rating has just fed the -6 rating. What does that mean? Everyone that's gone short, guys, total risk around about 30 ticks. What have you ended up with? The risk to reward that's massively in your favor. Remy, well done. Deb, yeah, Debraj, absolutely, mate, absolutely. Crazy move. Kevin, mate, on the money. Well, mate, I said to Arlen when we came in today, Arlen's amazing, guys. I said to Arlen, hold on to your hat, guys. it's the market's hot. It's angry. It's hot. It just wants to get even with everybody. And so today is one of these days where if you're trying to swing the market or do this kind of stuff, you'd just be getting destroyed, because every time it swings, it's a fake out versus a breakout. Okay, so you've got to be really careful with that. And Fibonacci work, guys, look at this. We said at the start of the session, the NASDAQ's famous for failing at the 141.4. That's exactly the trade we took, different Fibonacci on open, failed at the 141.4. So we shorted under 133. Now, look, it's mathematics. It's poetry in motion. That's actually... Did I say my Instagram is I love trading? Does it show? Does it show? Remy, well done, mate. You got the 50 back, which is really good. All right, so again, today, quite a technical day, and that's okay. The market's allowed to do this to us because, again, we've got 10 signals that we trade, so kind of doesn't matter what they throw at us. Guys, we're normally going to pick up an opportunity. All right, now at this point in time, sellers own the stair step on NASDAQ. Guys, we're looking for buying base reversals once this candle closes. Right, so see this 15, so just let it count down. Some of you love, guys, the more experienced traders, you love a tag of the 90s so you can reverse over the 60s. Right, some of you like reversing over the top of that 78.6. Dear. Someone else is doing what we're doing. Look at that. Straight away. All right, so just let them wriggle here, guys. The markets are super angry. Just let them wriggle. If we get a lower low, guys, so if the sellers sell down below that orange candle, we're looking for that long over the top of the 76s. Do not run without us, NASDAQ, please. FDAX, I've got nothing for you at this stage. That's very annoying FDAX today. Mind you, guys, I say very annoying, very annoying. Let's quantify. Aggressive traders, that Delta V2, right, at 521.50, you know what? I'd prefer the lower low. So I'm going to be a stickler for rules. We've had a blinder of a session today, guys. Let's be really strict. I want a lower low. I want a lower low. Guys, the reason, if you're an FDAX trader, the reason the FDAX has been a little bit difficult today for the new traders or the beginner traders is we've got a disconnect. Remember I said at the start, guys, the DAX has got a massive gap to close. The FESX has already closed it. So when Europe disagrees with each other, so when the two markets disagree with each other, they become quite difficult to trade. And that's what we're seeing right now. So a couple of signals, they've all gone to profit, guys, but nowhere near what we normally get on FDAX. We normally get a lot more than that. But today, not every day, guys, not every day is perfect. Now we are looking, there's our lower low. All right, brilliant. So for the NASDAQ traders, you've got a lower low. Guys, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, around 50 ticks at risk. That's acceptable for what we do. That's acceptable for what we do. We need these sellers absolutely annihilated by the buyers. Guys, and we're looking for a long at 515. Now, flip side of that, that Fibonacci can go. We're still looking for 515. I think a bigger game is on, guys. I think the big sell down that we thought we were going to get, we might be looking at that now. So again, guys, waiting for the lower low. We've gone nowhere near 515. Okay, so again, it's just where we've got to be at this point in time. If they keep cruising down, guys, if they keep cruising down, I'm going to get rid of that Fibonacci.
Right, it's the ABC 15-minute chart that's matter.
Thank you, man. It's an ABC breach. Yeah, it's a breach point on the 15. Okay, so that's why, guys. So again, waiting for the lower low, where we've got an entry at 515. At this point, the risk is starting to get a little bit crazy. That's because we're in a 15-minute chart ABC short. Actually, a great question. Do I have any of the experienced traders that are short, guys, as we went short here? Is anyone short for 15 minutes? Terry, NQ. Okay, mate. Okay, so you've gone long. You've gone long. Oh, here we go. Okay, that Delta V2, I would suggest we're safer, guys, at 515. Right, suggest we're safer at 515. If you are going to enter at 515, guys, you've got risk on this trade. Right, so this is the first one I've given you a risk warning on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You've got risk on the trade, guys, so around about 70 ticks worth of risk. That may rule out a number of traders from taking the trade. It may rule out a number of traders. Okay, once we got down to the 60-minute chart 76, that's where I believe we've actually picked up some resistance. At this stage, guys, we are trying to breach. We're trying to breach an ABC pattern short on the 15-minute chart, and it's not going very well. Right? It's not going very well. Now, if you are over your daily goal, guys, if you are over your daily goal, please don't take any more trades, right? Really, really important, because eventually the market will just start flip-flopping and it becomes a little bit difficult. Mind you, it's kind of been flip-flopping all day and we've been doing really well.
Mate, if you use the retracement 5-minute chart from the lower low or triple low, I mean,
yep,
to the high side.
Yep.
I'm longer from the 76 of it.
Got Okay, perfect, mate. That's what's going on. All right, now if you're long, guys, on the NASDAQ at 515, all right, so your first target, guys, is 520. You're just on your first target now. So if you're long at 515, your first target is 520. That means you've controlled your risk. Right? So if you are long at 515, first target is 520. You've smashed a 20-tick target again. So guys, 20 ticks is our full day KPI, right? That's a full day's trading. We want $100 US. I don't know how many times we got 20 ticks out of this market today, but it's actually kind of funny, right? Kind of funny. Now, if you've gone long, guys, at 515, you've gone through your 20 tick target, triggered all your risk control, and they've just triggered your risk control, which is fine. It's bloody hilarious because that's what it's there for. Jeff, beautiful trade, mate. Beautiful trade, right? So we can put a little circle over here. Now, what we're waiting on is what we're waiting on again now for another signal, or if we want to trade the 515 again, we need the sellers to sell down well below the 76. Ideally, in a perfect world, I want the sellers to sell down. Come on, arrow. I want the sellers to sell down below that V2 delta. So everyone sees a little green diamond on my screen of 511.75. I want them to sell below that level, right? Tag these 90%ers, and we might be able to pick up, guys, that delta there. Now, if we can pick up the delta, then we're basically gonna hit a turbo booster at 515. So if they sell down underneath us and we can pick up the delta here, not only are we carrying less risk, we've got more potential reward. We'll probably come through, trigger 515 again, and we'll go pop in a perfect world. Now, again, we've got to get below that delta, guys, before we can enter it. So we're being very patient, very disciplined. We're doing exactly what we're required to do. We're not making shit up on the run. That's a technical trading term, but we are not making that. We're not making up strategies, guys. We've got 10 signals. We don't need any more at this stage. Thanks, Lockie. Well done, mate. KPI achieved. That's awesome. Keith, 20. Well done, mate. That's a beautiful trade. Remy, another plus 50 times 5. Mate, you've done really well, mate. So, Remy, you had a couple of good ones, then you had a negative, then you got it when you kind of got it all back plus more. Mate, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. Eyes very closely on the NASDAQ now, guys. Okay, we need to get well below that V2 before we can actually get a proper order on. Okay, you can put a sim order on, guys, but you can't put a live order on unless the market gets well below. All right, now what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to strip some fibs away. Let me strip a fib away. Because I'll show you what I want, guys, before I grab that V2 delta. I want these sellers to sell down, fail at a Fibonacci on the turning bar. All right, see this here? So I want them to push down. I want them to blow up their volume. At this point in time, guys, the sellers are not blowing their volume. Look at this, right? 1,500 versus 379. So I need them to fail at fibs, which they're starting to do. I need them to blow their volume. Then I'm looking, guys, at 11.75 that feeds into 515. Okay, so we've got our Fibonacci failure, no doubt about that. I'm looking for the volume to climb and the sellers to go nowhere. All right, now I don't want these guys popping early on us. Come on, just sell down one more time. Don't pop early. Don't you dare do that, please. I'm trying to be really careful. Guys, we've had a blinder of a session already. All right, we don't want to have a losing trade at the end of the session and then be grumble. We've actually had a really good session so far. One little more sell down, please. Come on, sell down. You failed at the Fibonacci. That's perfect. I want you to sell down. I want you to blow your volume up. So I'm watching this down here. I'm watching this. Come on. I want it to climb to around about 75% of the previous candle, guys, before we consider taking that long. The backup trade, guys, is clearly 515. I would prefer to be on the delta because it's carrying less risk with more potential reward. The sellers are still not blowing up their volume yet, which is not fair. Come on. So just let them go, guys. Just let them sell down. We want them to sell down. If we miss a trade, we miss a trade. We've had a good session already, so that's kind of cool. If you are on the backup, guys, at 515, all the same caveats are basically the same again. So again, 515 is your entry. 520 is your first target and risk control. I do want to try and get you guys on the V2 to carry less risk. That's what I'm trying to do. But again, the market doesn't have to do what it's told. So your backup trade is 515. Guys, if you're long at 515, your target is 520. You're within a whisker of 520 at the moment. Okay. So again, let them come. So again, guys, again, the sellers did not blow the volume up on this one, so that's okay. Again, if you went long on the V2, guys, you've gone through your target anyway. If you're long at 515, guys, you're going to go straight through your 20-tick target. So there, if you're long at 515, guys, your target's 520. You just belted your 20-tick target again. If you are using 20-tick targets, which is very, very easy, guys. It's so easy. Now you're probably going, well, 20 ticks, Lockie, does it actually matter, guys? 20 ticks is $100 US. So it's just 100, 100, 100, 100, just keeps going. Let's keep going. So I reckon 20 ticks is bloody hilarious. Terry, plus 20 times 5 again. Totally cooked. KPI for tomorrow also done. Might be trading. Time to take annual leave. Well, mate, what I'm really excited by is it's the middle of December. Or is it the middle of January, guys? I'm really excited because if we can do this in the middle of January, imagine what we're doing by the middle of the year. Imagine what we're doing by the middle of the year if we're doing this in January. But this is actually kind of exciting. So if you have gone long, guys, at 515, all right, your target was 520, you've belted your target. Belted your target, all right, which is really good. So what we'll do, guys, here is we'll just write an X2, all right? So we've taken exactly the same trade twice. I did want to get this V2 delta here. I wanted to carry less risk. Again, I didn't get the volume burnout before I got the trade, so my backup trade was to just go long at 515. And that's what we did. And that's what it's done. So it's sort of kind of cash in the bag, guys. We just wait for a reset now. So again, I've got no new signals on NASDAQ. It is really, really cold. Now, again, I've got heaters on. Hang on, let me double check. Okay, I've got heaters running, guys. I've got heaters running. Let me just check the temperature outside. I have a sneaking suspicion. It is cold. Let me just double check. All right, I'm just checking the weather, guys. Now, you don't have to feel sorry for me, but I think it's cold. I've got heaters running in here, and this is silly. It's 3 degrees with a real feel of -5. That's why it's cold. So I might have to start presenting in big puffy jackets. It's cold. It's very cold. Actually, what's the weather like, guys, where you guys are? Where are you in the world? We're waiting for another trade. Where are you in the world, and what is the weather like? I think, guys, Eastern Australia got a bit of a storm yesterday, which was a little bit crazy. Remy is plus 36 degrees in Perth. Oh, wow. Okay, wow. Okay, that's warm. There's no question about that. All right, so plus 36 in Perth. It's, again, guys, -5 here. Germany. Okay, Samuel, you're with me. So 2 degrees with a real feel of -2. Oh, God. Chilly, really. 33 degrees on the Gold Coast. Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to ask Arlen how hot it is in Cyprus. I reckon it's probably beautiful in Cyprus today. Keith, 37 degrees in the wheat belt. Wow, you guys are warm. You guys are warm. Now, let's just, what have we got? 1 minute to go. Let me just check. I've got family, guys, that are over here staying in Hakuba. Hakuba, which is a little while away, guys, a little bit away from us. But I think last night it dropped to -19. So like really, really cold. Really cold. I'll just check for you now. I think it was down around -19. I mean, that's it's getting down there. It's getting down there. Now, that's the reading, guys. It's a reading from the top of the mountain. That's not the meeting from the village. It's the top of the mountain. New trades. New trades. FDAX has gone to sleep on us. So this is this silly little disconnect between the DAX and the FDAX. For the FDAX traders, just be aware that, again, we've picked up a couple of trades, but again, I've had to stay out of a number of them as well. If the FDAX does this on a Thursday, normally on a Friday, it's incredible. It's incredible. Yes, Sammy, at the top of the mountain, so at the summit of Hakuba last night, now, I think it was a real feel. It was a real feel of 19, as in minus 19. I think the village was around about 7, but the summit of the mountain is significantly above that. Obviously, a couple of thousand feet higher again. At the moment, mate, it's looking pretty mild, guys. -6 there at the moment. -6. And there's snow falling for the next 8 hours. That's kind of exciting. It's kind of exciting. I'm going to be in Hakuba in Japan next week. So I'll be taking my laptop. Watching Cody the master do his stuff. So I'll be joining you guys. I'll be joining you from the snow. It'll be even colder in Hakuba than where it is now. Even colder than where it is now. But there we go. So well, again, if you're into snowboarding, mate, if you're into snowboarding, it's pretty good news. The ski base at the moment, I think the snow base is 3.5 meters. So it's a good season. It's a good season. Now we're waiting for another trade, guys. We're 21 minutes into the session. 21 minutes into the second hour of the session. Are there any questions, guys, from anyone anywhere in the world? Any questions about anything we've done today? Now, we were expecting it to move quickly. Guys, depending on where you trade, guys, depending on your experience level, for the Nazi traders, if you're a little bit delta-centric, guys, you waited for the opening candle to fail, then you sold the delta. That went very, very well. Then we basically waited for these guys to cruise down. We did talk about, so I'm missing a circle on here, guys. We spoke about a reversal bar. Right there, guys. We said we're going to go for 20 ticks and then whatever we can get our hands on. As it turns out, that one's only gone 10, 20, 30, 40, 54, 55 to the downside. Again, because the sellers lost control of the market. They lost control of the market here. I said to a number of you, if you want to go long, guys, on the Delta V2 going the other way, we're going for 20s and 50s. That went pretty well. And then we went into no man's land, guys, until we got the lower low. Then we said, awesome, let's take the Delta V2 again, which went well. And then a number of you took it. Then we got a retracement back down and some of you took it again. Cruised up. We got this one here. They stole the stair step. So we waited for the buyers to run out of steam. We pinched the Delta short. And then the static bar reversal, guys, holy moly, static bar reversal on the hourly turn. The dead set giveaway, that was also a 133 fib extension reversal. So each of these markets have magic numbers. There's magic numbers. The delta there was hilarious. And guys, it's the turn of the hour that normally produces a really lovely move. And that move has gone 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40. It's gone more than 150 ticks to the downside. That to me is hilarious. Remy starting. So Nathan, you're cooked 6, 12, 21, 18, 6, 12, 21, and 86. Ahmed, you've done very well. 228 ticks for the day, guys. So that's really exciting. I'll tell you why it's exciting. For those that don't know what we do, guys, we look for 20 ticks a day on the NASDAQ as a base KPI for the junior traders. So $100 per day is the base KPI, which is 20 ticks. So with Ahmed sitting on 228 ticks, he's probably done a little bit more than $100 today, all right, which is really exciting. Now, in terms of trade numbers, guys, we were expecting 12 to 15. S&P, you've got 2 very, very obvious trades. And then we had a third one over here. Okay, so the S&P 500, you guys should be sitting at 3 trades, 3 wins, right? Depending on how you pull the market apart. Okay, so 3 trades, 3 wins. NASDAQ, you should be sitting on, depending on how you trade, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you guys are sitting on 10. As an FDAX, you may be sitting on 1 or 2. Now, if FDAX, if you're sitting on 2 trades, now we were expecting 12 to 15 trades in the session. Guys, we've got 3 down the bottom, 10 up the top left-hand corner, and 2 on the bottom, and 2 on the top right. What does that mean? 15. So guys, this thing about 12 to 15 trades per session, I started this European Open moderating, guys, and working on this session in 2009. Now, in 2009, we were picking up between 12 and 15 trades per session. Tonight, we picked up 12 to 15 trades per session. And the FTX wasn't really that much fun because we normally get a lot more trades on the FTX. And some of you did trade really well on the FTX today, guys. So yeah. The delta, guys, the delta there outside the range of those SBRs is brilliant. I picked up this reversal here. So I picked up that reversal there once we closed back inside. Guys, that went well. Guys, that went 5s and 10s. So that went really, really well. That's the one I was saying, hey, we're going to try and get our entry on at 51. Guys, that's the one we wanted our order on a 51. So that's actually gone okay. Apart from that, guys, pretty slim pickings, actually. Did I get, no, I got 5. Well, let me just double check. No, I got 5'd and ATM'd. Guys, I got 5'd and ATM'd on that one. So that's right. Still profit. Still awesome. So, guys, are we going to pick up any more trades? NASDAQ, no. Guys, we're right into the middle of the MDI, so I don't mind. So everybody, that's our trend indicator, the MDI. Guys, this thing running through here. I don't mind building off the middle of the MDI, like these buying signals we were talking about there. I don't mind that. I don't want to trade back into the middle of it. Okay, I don't want to do that. We took a trade. It was 155, wasn't it? Yeah, 155. All right. Okay, so let me I'll put a line on the chart, all right, because that's exactly, so 515 was the exact entry point. Terry took that a number of times, which is great. Guys, the big boss is back, so I now have to behave myself. Arlen, we've done around 15 from 15, depending on how you pull the market apart. Some of the traders have done over 400 ticks with a daily KPI of 20. So that's pretty good. And we're good. So I'm going to, guys, we've got 4 minutes to go. We're not going to get any more signals. Are there any questions at all, guys, from anyone in the world about anything that we've just done? Ken, you've done 320 ticks for the day. It's so good. Hang on, I've got a question, Arlen. Hang on. Hey, Lockie, relatively new, brilliant. At the moment, just a fly on the wall till I can learn more. My question, though, is 6,000 a significant level? Oh, massive. Okay, so just here. So 6,000 is what we refer to as a round number. So on the S&P 500, it is highly likely that if we sell down to 6,000, we're going to bounce off it and go back the other way. So if we did pick up, if we did pick up a trade into 6,000, that's what I've got this little warning on. If we did pick up a trade in 6,000, we wouldn't take it. Okay, the reason being is it will act as a pivot and bounce the market the other way. Okay. Awesome. Now, I'm very glad, guys, we're not buying into the middle of the NASDAQ MDI because guess what? It would be about to stop us out. So we've got lots of rules. Arlen, over to you. It's been really good. It's been really, really good fun today. So.
I'm happy to hear that, guys. Great job for today. 15 out of 15 is quite impressive. Good job, Lachlan.
Well, it's a reasonable stat, isn't it? It's reasonable.
I mean, yeah. So thank you, everyone, for joining us for today. And thank you so much, Lachlan, for another very, very insightful session. We love these live trading room sessions with you every Thursday. I mean, from my side, no updates yet, guys. We don't have any updates yet. We have, a lot of things cooking in the background, as we always do. We are working on many, many exciting and interesting things for all of our traders. And I mean, for my side, it's just keep on trading and have a wonderful day ahead.
Very good. Right, well, guys, look, thank you to TTP for having us, guys. If it wasn't for them, then many of you wouldn't know we exist, but we're just popping along. So, guys, if you want to join the live trading room, just jump on the website and subscribe, or send us an email, download a book, watch a video, guys, and I'll put a video out on YouTube in about 20 minutes from now. Arlen, how about that?
Yeah, sounds wonderful, guys. Great job. See you.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. See you soon. Bye.